What up, nerds?
Welcome back to the Level Up Podcast. I'm Cody.
And I'm Jackson, and in today's podcast, we are going to be talking a little bit about Phase 2 of the MCU. But really quickly, before we get into any of that, our TikTok, not even a week into being made, got banned. So, if you see our podcast, or watch our podcast, and you realize that some of the words that we use describing people and events that happen to them and all this different types of stuff, we had to change it up. And if you watch our TikToks, there's a bunch of words that got muted. And I think that's why. And it's violent nature words. So we're going to try and limit that as much as possible. If we slip up once in a while, it's not that big a deal. I can bleep it. Kind of like your incident last week where I had to bleep it. So it's not the end of the world. I can bleep it. But yeah, you're going to see us say a bunch of words like unalive. Mm-hmm. I see that on TikTok a lot. Or made them go away instead of other words.
They went to the farm.
Yeah, they went to live on the pasture. Stuff like that. So we're going to just change some of the words that we use so we can keep our TikTok afloat and keep doing it. Also, I do want to appreciate all the views and stuff. I didn't expect as many views on some of the TikToks that we posted over here the last couple days, and because we're filming this on Wednesday, the Wednesday before this comes out, so I've only really had 2 days worth of stuff posted, and there's been a lot more views than we're used to.
Yeah, I'll say
and
that.
a lot more likes and comments and stuff. So we do really appreciate it. And if you have any feedback, besides maybe get better mic quality. We're going to wait till the future to do that and get better lighting quality. We'll wait. We need to get a new light bulb. But,
yeah, we do. But
we'll figure all that stuff out. But
ambient lighting. What's that?
Anything you want to comment, whether it be you guys are stupid or you guys are great or wow, this is funny or wow, this is stupid. Whatever it is, I don't really care. Comment whatever you want to comment, and if it's funny, we might even bring it up on the podcast. But yeah, we're gonna start by going into Phase 2 rankings. There's 6. We'll quickly go over what they are. There's Iron Man 3. Mm-hmm. I think the next one that came out was Thor. I'll try and do them in order if I can remember. Then I think it was I don't remember. Guardians and Captain America came out pretty close together.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron, then Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the 6 we're going to be ranking. So if you would like to start, you may start.
All right. Starting at the bottom. This one might be a little controversial. I put Age of Ultron as my last pick.
Okay.
Not much to say about it other than I think the villain could have been better. I mean, he's supposed to be this all sentient being, but the best thing he could think of was just to drop a city and blow up the planet or something like that, make everything go extinct. Like, I've talked to you about this before.
Mm-hmm. We've had a lot of arguments about this.
Yes.
Arguments between us, but about how it's stupid.
Yeah. Like, he could have hacked all the satellites, because they said he couldn't hack the nukes and everything. Mm-hmm. He could have hacked satellites and made them crash down to Earth or something, right? Destroyed all the computers in the world. That would have caused chaos. Mm-hmm. But no, he decides to try to drop a city in the middle of nowhere and blow up the planet.
Is there anything else you want to talk about it?
Not much. I know it kind of set up for some other movies like Hulk getting on the ship and flying off and never coming back. But
I think there's a few points I'll bring up that you might have forgotten about.
Yeah, because it's been a minute since I've watched this movie.
But my last place, and I did want to preface that there's no movies in this phase that I dislike.
There
are 2 in this phase that I am not a huge fan of, but they're kind of mid to me. My last place is Iron Man 3. There's a lot of good in this movie, or I'm not going to say a lot. There's some good in this movie, and then there's some bad in this movie. I think they kind of equal out.
Yeah.
Tony is really cool in this movie. You get to see him and his PTSD after New York, him having the panic attacks, him having to put snow on his face, the kid, Harley, like, making him freak out. All that's really cool. I do like the kid Harley, and he has another cool scene with Harley where they're trying to figure out what to do when it comes to the Mandarin, and he's like, "You're a mechanic, right?" He's like, "Why don't you just go build something?" And he's like, you're a genius. And so he builds all this different equipment stuff and breaks into the Mandarin's mansion. And I thought all that was really cool. Let's see. The scene where he basically says, "Hey, here's my address. Come find me. I'll take care of you," because he's like sick of getting. I think he's like, I'm putting on the BD or something, or figuring out what they're gonna do about the Mandarin. So he just tells them where he's at, and then he blows it up. And at this point, he has, I think it's called Mach 42, because when he's PTSD, he can't go to sleep. All he does is build different variations of his suits. So I'm pretty sure that's the one he's on, where he has like the wristband, and it can like teleport to him, and he's flying in the air, and Pepper got knocked back, and he like shoots the suit to make it go onto her to protect her. I thought that was really cool. Happy almost gets unalived in this movie.
He comes out of his coma.
Because he's investigating this dude, and he blows up, and he gets put in the hospital. I was like, oh no, not Happy, because I actually really like Happy. The only thing I really don't like in this movie, and it's a really big part of it, 'cause it's half the movie, is Aldrich Killian. He's the villain. He's a terrible villain. He's just upset that Tony wouldn't meet him on that building and invest in his company or whatever, however many years ago. I think it was like 1999 versus like 2013 when the movie's taking place. I don't know.
Yeah,
but he's mad, and so he wants to pretty much take over the world or do whatever his end goal is. I can't even remember what the end goal is. And then he like infects Pepper, and Pepper comes and whoops his butt. And then at the end, he destroys all his Iron Man suits, which is cool, I guess, like a symbolic thing to show Pepper how much he cares about her. But then in the next movie, or the next time we see him, he's got an Iron Man suit. So like, he didn't keep that promise, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I felt like there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. But yeah, there's funny moments in this movie. Even though I'm not a huge fan of him, the guy who was pretending to be the Mandarin, he was kind of funny. Oh, it was the scene where they unalive the person in charge of the United States. I don't want to put that on the internet. Me saying that, but and then he throws them all out of an airplane. All the people on the Air Force One out of an airplane, and he has to like electrocute them so they like grab onto each other, like swing down, put them in the river. Well, that was pretty cool, but the villain's terrible. The guy who's pretending to be the villain is terrible. I don't really like that whole arc, and that's most of the movie. And I didn't really care about the girl that was like had slept with Tony, and then she was basically the girlfriend of Aldrich Killian. I didn't really care about her. So there was a lot in this movie that I wasn't like a huge fan of, but I did really like the movie. But as some aspects of the movie, so it's like a 5 out of 10. I think it's a 5 out of 10. What did you rate Age of Ultron?
5.5.
Okay, that's fine. We just go back and forth.
Yeah. So my next movie is actually one that I know you're going to disagree with. It's Thor: Dark World. It's not like he said earlier. None of these movies are inherently bad. It's just they're all kind of mid, except for maybe like 2 of them that I'll get to. But Thor: Dark World, I mean, it's just all of the Thor movies except for one of them were either mid or bad. Like,
yeah,
there wasn't any that really resonated with me except for one that we'll talk about later
in the next MCU episode.
Yes. I mean, this one I thought it was cool that like it showed about his mom dying and everything, and she did it to save his girlfriend. Sorry. Unalived off to the farm, but. I mean, I thought that was a cool character development moment for him.
Yeah.
We see Loki unalive and then not be unalived.
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that they could have kept him unalived for a movie and then brought him back.
It's just the lead up to the next movie.
Yeah, but I thought it was kind of weird for him to, go away, and we're like, oh, he's gone, and then... Later on, it's like, oh, yeah, he's not. He's back.
Did you like the villain?
Not really. I mean, the whole thing about the Aether, that was kind of cool just because it's the Reality Stone. But, like, I didn't really care that much about the villain, just personally.
Didn't resonate with you? Okay. Anything else?
That was it for that one.
Yeah, number 5, I got Thor: The Dark World. What'd you give that movie?
6.
Yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 10. Yeah, I don't love the movie. And I know you said, oh, you're probably going to disagree with it. Look, I don't think the movie's as bad as people say it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good movie. And it's by far and away the second best Thor movie.
Yeah.
Because the first one and the fourth one are very bad in different aspects. Thor 1's very boring, and Thor 4 just completely annihilates everything that Thor 3 did.
Mm-hmm.
Thor: The Dark World is just very overhated. I don't know why he's consistently thought of as either the worst MCU movie or consistently bottom 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
No,
It's not good. Don't get me wrong. It's not good. I gave it mid. It is very mid. But it is not a terrible, terrible movie. Loki and Thor's like relationship in the movie, and when they go to that dark planet and Loki sacrifices himself, that makes it like so much more like, oh, what? When he is actually back at the end, because you actually think he has been unalived at this point.
Yeah.
Like, you actually think it happened, and then he's posing as Odin on the throne. You're like, oh my god, what is happening?
There's one more thing I want to say about Age of Ultron that we talked about before, and I just skipped my mind.
Uh-huh.
The whole speedster thing. How does he die to? Sorry, how bleep that? How does he unalive to a bullet? Like,
I was gonna bring that up soon. You'll see.
Okay, yeah, that whole part. Yeah, no,
We'll talk about it.
You can. I'll let you talk about it.
But I don't hate Malekith, the elf. The backstory behind him's cool. Where the 9 realms lined up before, and Odin's dad, I don't remember his name, helped fight him off.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
BOR.
Helped fight him off, and they basically went to slumber for, I don't remember, like thousands of years until they were about to line again. I thought the backstory was really cool. It's a better backstory than, Aldrich Killian in Iron Man 3. Yeah. And I think that's, I don't know what just fell outside, but that's like one of the big aspects of why I like Thor: The Dark World better than Iron Man 3. Like, the villain actually, it's not a great villain, but it's a villain that you can see his arc and you can understand why he wants to do this. He's just like pure evil, right? He didn't get his heart broken or whatever by Tony. And his like second hand man, where he like gashes him in the stomach and like cracks the thing inside of him, and he turns into this big brute. I was like, that dude's actually kind of scary. The scenes where Loki's locked up in jail, and he's putting on this face of like, oh, I'm fine, I'm not upset, I'm not sad that mom's or no, that hadn't happened yet, but he's not upset. Wait, does it happen? I can't remember when that happens. I think yeah, he is putting on the persona or whatever is after the mom gets unalived. Because Loki's the one responsible. He's like, I'd go that way and to the left, and then the mom's protecting Jane, and then we know what happens, and then Loki puts the face on of like, I'm not upset, and then he lowers his guard and shows that he's absolutely distraught because his mom's the only person he cared about. I thought that was really cool. The regular people in this movie, like Darcy, Jane, Selvig, don't like any of them. Selvig was cool in the first movie. Now he's batcrap crazy. Don't really care about him. Jane's really annoying, and Darcy's like uber annoying in this movie with her little intern, and like he saves her life at the end. Ooh. I was like, get out of here. No one cares. I think how they found the ether, how Jane found the ether, was like, oh, there's some random stuff happening here where you drop the keys and they boop, boop. I was like, oh, okay, that's just happens to be there, and just so happens that Jane's the one that find it. I just like hate it just so happens parts in a lot of movies and a lot of shows and stuff that happen. So I didn't really love that. And yeah, I think the coolest part is when Thor walks up, talks to Odin. It's actually Loki, and he's like, no. He like unveils himself after Thor walks up. He's like, no, brother, thank you. And he puts the facade back up. I was like, uh-oh, Loki's about to do something. But yeah, the movie's not great. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie. I'd say it's a mid movie. Yeah. There's some good stuff, there's some bad stuff.
Alright, next movie. I've actually got 2 movies rated the same. So, I don't know if you want me to talk about both of them, or if you want me to...
Which one do you... There's got to be a little bit of slight into it. Like, if you had to watch one of these movies right now, which one would you rather watch?
Okay.
That's going to be your number 4.
Yeah. All right, then I have number 4.
Right, because you only rated 2 so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for my number 4, I'm gonna put Iron Man 3.
Okay.
Not the best movie, not the worst movie I've ever seen. I liked that he did get rid of all his suits, and he like kind of got rid of his affection or whatever it is. I can't remember the word for it, but his draw towards just building suits that he's just not going to use.
Mm-hmm.
And he also kind of got rid of his little torment over his trauma.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, the villain not the best. I did like that his little quarrel he was having with Pepper, and then in the end they got it fixed and everything. But yeah, like you said, I think one thing that I didn't like about the movie, but I really didn't know where they were going to go with it, to be honest, was him blowing up all the suits and saying, "I'm done." And then in the very next movie, he's got a new suit. Granted, I do like the new suit, but, it still stands.
Yeah, because, like, I didn't know what I thought was going to happen. I was just like, is Iron Man done? Like, I don't understand. Like, he's blowing up all the suits. What's going to happen to this? Because we see Mark 42, like, break or whatever at the end.
Yeah.
And then he has to jump in between different suits, and I thought that was really cool, too. But I was like, what the hell is happening? Like, what are you going to do past this point? Are you just not going to be Iron Man anymore? Or are you done with Iron Man? So, I don't know. I was conflicted when I first watched it, but then obviously we know what happens. But
yeah.
Anything else?
No, you pretty much had everything else earlier.
I figured we were going to have the same bottom 3 again. Number 4, I have Age of Ultron. The beginning of the movie is pretty cool. All the Avengers fighting and doing their Avengery stuff. And it didn't really look like, at least in that instance to me, like one person was carrying more than the other. Like they were working in unison and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like the Battle of New York where there was some of them doing more than the others. The coolest thing to me was watching Wanda like mess with everybody and turn them against each other, which kind of led to Hulk getting messed with, and then Iron Man having to bring the Hulk Smasher out,
and then Thor seeing the vision to go back to Asgard.
Yeah, but like the scene with Iron Man in the Hulk Smasher suit and Hulk like destroying the building, him like flying him through the whole building. I thought that was really cool. And you could see Hulk come out of it. He's like, "Uh-oh, what did I just do?"
Yeah.
Because Hulk, like, I guess, actually feels sorry for some people and stuff, which is kind of the downturn of Hulk. This is the last good Hulk we get to see, unfortunately. I like the idea of Ultron. Like, he's this AI that they tried to use from the Scepter, making the Scepter, and he just basically attacks Jarvis and becomes, like, the world's smartest AI in the world. World's smartest AI in the world. I don't know. I think I said world there twice, but it doesn't matter. He's really smart. He really wants to like take over the world and everything. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And you get to see Wanda and Quicksilver. And I was like, oh, these guys are really cool. Let's see what they have to do with this. And then you already talked about it. His whole plan to create Armageddon again, like the dinosaurs. Are you serious? He's an AI. And the best plan that this dude could come up with is to pick a city up, put it just far enough up, and then slam it back in the ground. I think they say in the movie that like they're always changing the bomb codes or something, so we can't access nukes.
Yeah.
But there's anything else you could have done. But no, we're gonna pick Sokovia up, throw it in the air, and slam it right back down and unalive a bunch of people. Oh, yeah, baby. What a great plan. The AI, the world's smartest AI, the world's most advanced technological thing in the world is going to do that. Congratulations, Ultron. You screwed the pooch. Vision's also made in this movie. Never been a big fan of Vision.
He's kind of boring to me.
Yeah, he's just...
Yeah.
Watching him wheel Mjolnir, like hand him to Thor, I thought that was pretty cool. And the whole like party scene where they're all trying to lift it up, and you can see it like ever so like slightly move a little bit when Captain America does it, which kind of leads to him in Endgame being able to wield it. And you can see Thor's like, uh-oh, and then he's like, okay, we're good. He can't lift it. I thought that was pretty cool. And then the other thing in the movie that you said when I was talking about earlier, yeah, Quicksilver dies to one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. You see Hawkeye, and you see him protecting a little girl, and then instead of doing literally anything else, he goes, "I'm gonna run in front of these." Oh, I got pew-pewed. Flop over. Ooh, what? Go pick them up, bro, and move them a foot. Like we see in the Flash movie, like there is a lot of like stuff with speedsters and stuff that aren't really portrayed all the well, that best in the world. Like if I'm picking you up and moving you super fast, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Get unalived. My bad. So he might not have been able to move him far, but he can move him out of the trail of the burritos that are coming at him. No, he just runs in front of it and says something about, "You didn't see that coming, did you, old man?" Talking to Hawkeye. I was like, oh my god, they killed one of the coolest characters.
He could, like, whenever I first watched it, I was like, he could have been one of the coolest people in the universe. Plus, just because he's fast. Okay, that's such a cool trait in superhero movies. Like, there's so much room to work with that.
I will say though that
stuff
like,
he could do.
One thing that I did complain about is there's like people that are OP, people that aren't OP. Speedsters are very OP.
Yeah.
And as much as I like Flash, as much as I like Quicksilver, when you put them in a team environment, they can just drax everybody. And so I don't like that they didn't kill, that they didn't keep him around or whatever. But like, oh, they could have done something cooler, man.
Yeah.
I was so upset when Quicksilver died.
But to answer that, if that's the case, why do they keep Wanda around? Because we all know she's by far the strongest. Sorry. Love the rest of them. She's the strongest.
Yeah.
Like, she could have beat him. So why did they
talking
keep
about
her?
This is from me. This is why, like, my understanding. Like, I'm not saying anything about them because we've seen a bunch of different superhero people screw the pooch and put OP characters in this thing. I mean, don't care about. I like Batman, but the ideology of he has enough prep time to do anything, that's dumb. Oh, I'm Batman. I have enough prep time. I can defeat anybody.
But then again, instead of just bringing in like new, cool, like powerful characters, they just kept around like the weak people, like Black Widow, Hawkeye. They don't really do anything whenever they face stronger enemies. So then it's just those three people they're relying on. Why not have a bigger pool of people they could rely on, make stuff with?
Well, I mean, that's why. I mean, they got rid of Quicksilver, but like whether we like him or not, Vision's pretty strong. Whether we like her, I like her. Wanda, she's pretty strong. Here soon, you know, we get the introduction to a lot more, other strong characters that eventually come in and help, especially like probably the third strongest here in the next phase. So, I mean, I don't really love OP people, but Speedsters always had a special place in my heart. Dash from The Incredibles is my favorite. Flash is like one of my favorite superheroes. Quicksilver is one of my favorites, so I was just upset to see him go. And then in Age of Ultron rant and get my ranking, the end scene with Thanos. Oh, fine, I'll do it myself. Doesn't make any sense because at that point he hadn't had the gauntlet made. But it's pretty cool. And then so I gave Age of Ultron a 6 out of 10.
I gave Iron Man 3 because I never did give you the rating. A 6.5.
Okay.
And then my next movie that I just put a little bit higher is Ant-Man. I like the movie better than Iron Man 3 just by a little bit, just because of the humor and stuff that's in it. I liked Luis. I thought he was a pretty funny character. And I liked his story of becoming a hero from being a burglar. That couldn't find a job and keep a job because he was a burglar. And kind of being like his little backstory redeeming arc and everything, and then he loved his little girl. He just wanted to protect her, do stuff for her. And I also think like the Pym particle thing, I think that's pretty cool. Like just being able to shrink and like go subatomic and everything. Not saying he could do it in that movie, but he has the capabilities to. And I mean the villain could have been better. I didn't think that he was the best villain for the movie, but then again, it's just the first movie. They were setting up for other stuff, and it makes sense.
Would you give it?
I gave it a 6.6.
6.6.
Just to make it a little bit better than Iron Man 3.
Yeah, my third one, I have Ant-Man as well.
Mm.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's like a whole heist movie. You get to like see them planning out a heist. I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It like the enemy. While I don't love it, again, it's Darren Cross, the Yellow Jacket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is his name. His backstory behind wanting to be in charge of the Pym particle, and then him not getting access to it, so he has to create his own. I thought that was pretty cool. But again, he's not like the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scott's really cool. His love for Cassie's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see his relationship with his like ex-wife and her now new husband, and them. Like you can see like the stepdad actually cares about Scott.
Yeah.
And he wants him to be included, but he needs to get his crap straight before he can actually be included in all this stuff. The training arc where he's like getting training with the ants, and he's like going underground and everything when he's really small, and learning how to use the different types of ants. I can't remember what his like flying ant's called. I can't remember what it's called. I know one. The newest one's like called Ulysses S. Ant. I can't remember what the first Anthony. His first one's called Anthony. I was a little sad when he went to pasture.
Yeah, when he went to the farm.
I was a little upset. I was like, dang, I care about an ant this much. And then like the coolest scene is when he does go subatomic, and to like destroy the Yellow Jacket armor and stuff because he couldn't do it without going like that, and he's like, I have to do this for my daughter, I have to save her, and then he puts the little like discus things he has so he can throw and make things bigger, puts it in and like turns it, boom, and he comes back big and he doesn't remember any of it. I was like, oh, that's pretty freaking cool when he comes back. I love the like little battle scene where they're like, there's a Thomas the Train engine, and Darren's standing on the track and he's like, no, and he goes dink. I was like, oh, that's funny. Luis, Kurt, Dave, they're all funny. His like ones that they're about to make the security place, like the security business with. Luis is hilarious. His whole backstory of like, hey, I learned from my cousin Ernesto, who learned from this person, who learned from this person, who learned from this person, that there's a safe in this old man's house.
That's what I thought of when I first thought of the movie. It was that scene right there where he's like, yeah, I heard from my cousin, I heard from this friend, I heard from his cousin, and then it was all actually set up by Pym.
Yeah, and then he fights Falcon and beats him in this movie, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, like, they did a really good job with it. It's a great setup for a character so that they can include him in the Civil War movie that comes up in Phase 3. But, yeah, I mean, I really enjoy the movie, and I could watch it every so often and completely enjoy myself watching it.
Yeah. I probably could have gave it a 7 thinking about it, but I was like, they're just so close in my head. Because I'm also probably a little bit biased towards Iron Man just because it's one of my favorite heroes. But
I mean, I love Iron Man too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but
they just haven't nailed his movies.
They really could have given better movies and better villains. None of them were exceptional.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my next movie is probably going to be the same thing as yours, and it's Captain America: Winter Soldier.
It's not the same.
It's not.
It's not the same.
Oh, wow. I love that they brought back Bucky, for one. And for me, personally, I like the Captain American movies just because it's not filled with superpowers and everything else. It's more, like, down to earth. Of course, it does have its flashy moments, like the helicarriers and everything. But
it's nothing that he can't handle.
Yes, it's nothing too crazy that I could be like, "Hey, Thor, you want to come here and blow up these helicarriers for me?" All right, yeah.
Like this movie is the peak of what Captain America is able to do.
Yeah, and it's like just a good action movie, pretty much. And I love his whole struggle with Bucky and trying to save him and everything, and then in the end, he ends up saving him after they destroyed the last one. And then he goes off into the woods. But anyway, it sets up for Civil War. And I also think this movie is one of the reasons he couldn't pick up Mjolnir fully was because he knew about Bucky and Iron Man, like what Bucky did to his dad. And then once that got fixed in Civil War and everything, that's when he could actually pick it up for, the newer movies. But that's my personal theory. But anyway, I mean, yeah, that's about what I had to say about the movie. Just thought it was a really good movie overall. It actually gave Black Widow something she could do and not be completely useless.
She is great in this movie. She's very attractive in this movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not hard. But
Did she have blonde hair in this movie? Pretty sure this is a blonde hair movie.
probably, because I think she went undercover.
3 points for Cody.
Let's go. Yeah, lore about me. I like blondes. But yeah, you want to go next?
Yeah, my number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy. I really debated on which one I like better.
And I gave Captain America 8.
I think these next 2 are probably in my top 5.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you know right off rip, they both got an 8. But I did the thing where I was like, if I had to sit down and watch one movie versus the other, which one would I rather watch? And ever so slight minuscule boop was the second Captain America movie.
Yeah.
But I love Guardians of the Galaxy. The introduction to Peter Quill and like him and his mother and then her passing away from cancer. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna start crying at the beginning of a movie. No. And then, you know, when he eventually like tracks down, goes to Morag and gets the stone. He doesn't know what's in it yet, and then he goes to deliver to this person, and that's where they have the whole fight scene with him, Gamora, Rocket, and Groot. Thought that was really cool. And then them going to jail, and then breaking out of the prison, and Rocket's like, I need 3 things. I need the wristband, I need that battery, and I need that dude's leg, and the leg was not even needed. And then you just watch Groot go, okay, and rip the battery out. And he's like, I guess we'll get that first. I was like, that's hilarious. Drax, while he's in the prison and doesn't understand sarcasm at all, he's like, nothing ever goes over my head. He's like, not literally, bro, like figuratively. And then, so yeah, I thought the whole prison stuff was really cool. You get to, when they leave and they go to nowhere to go to the collector or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I think he's giving them the stone to the collector, if I remember correctly. Drax and Rocket get drunk and they're about to fight each other, and then Drax calls Ronan. He's like, come get me, I want to fight you, and gets tossed like a rag doll. All that was really funny. And Rocket and them go into the collector's room, the girl touching it, blowing up. I was like, oh wow, like this is like the first first cinematic way that they actually really show the stones to me, that how powerful they are. Like we see the reality stone, how powerful it is,
and we see the was it Space Stone?
Yeah, I mean it's the Tesseract.
Yeah, the Tesseract.
But
what is it? The actual name for it?
The Space Stone.
Okay, I thought so.
This was the Power Stone. The Ether is the Reality Stone. Like we didn't really know. I didn't really clue in what that was the Reality Stone or whatever, right? But this is the first time you get to see like this is the Power Stone. Ronan's after it because he wants to destroy the Nova core or whatever. And so they have the little fight or whatever, and then Ronan gets the Power Stone, and he's going down, and they have to team up with the Nova Core, and they have like the big wall that they put in front of it, and it's like slowly getting destroyed. They're like, we can't let him touch the ground. And then I'm gonna be honest with you, the ending of this movie has like probably a top 5 or 3 moment in any MCU movie for me. I love the scene where he's like, dance off, and then he's like, I'm distracting you, big dummy, and then they shoot the his hammer, and it explodes, and he grabs it, and he's like, ah, and he's like freaking out. It's like a big tornado around him, a purple mist, and they come all together and hold hands. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, bro. And he's like, we're the Guardians of the Galaxy, bitch. And I was like, oh, I get like goosebumps talking about it, bro. It's so cool. It's so freaking cool. I love this first movie. Like, before they made this movie, I don't think the Guardians of the Galaxy were like a thing people really knew about and really cared about. Because you always knew the Fantastic Four. You always knew X-Men. You knew the Avengers. I don't think a lot of people really knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I for sure didn't. And
then they come out and make this amazing movie. And I'm just like, oh my god, that movie's great. So if anyone dislikes that movie, you're dead to me.
I'll agree. You're dead to me too.
I don't like you. Because I can understand it might not be your favorite, but this movie is fantastic. And I understand Ronan's not like the coolest person in the world. We get an introduction to Yondu and basically like how you kind of get a clue in of like how he raised Peter. I was like, this is really cool. All the aspects of this movie are really cool. And so the Ronin's like probably the only thing that I'm like not entirely in love with. But we don't really need a really, really cool villain in this movie because we get to see the interactions between the Guardians of the Galaxy. It's all about building them up. And John C. Reilly's in this movie. The guy who's Will Ferrell's stepbrother and Step Brothers. He's hilarious in this movie. But yeah.
And yeah, I was going to mention that also. It's like, we didn't need a great villain in this movie just because we had great side characters.
I mean, you could just tie into your number one if you want to keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, that's my next one, obviously, is Guardians. I gave it a 9.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I love the humor in it. I love all the references to the old way, old music and everything else, the way he acts. Because that's when he was raised. He was raised in, what, like 70s or something? 60s?
Yeah, like, that's... Like, each movie's a different time period.
Yeah.
Each decade. And so, that movie, or that diskette, I think is what it's called, was made because his mom made it for him before she passed away. Yeah. And then you find out at the very end, she made him another one, and that's like all the 80s music. Yeah. And that's the music for the next movie, I'm pretty sure. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, I love that whole thing with his mom dying of cancer. No, I didn't. Sorry. Unaliving of cancer. Whoa! And then also, I'm going to say, no, screw cancer. But, no, I love the whole backstory behind it. And then, like, him running away from the hospital and getting pretty much kidnapped. But he was getting taken to his dad until Yondu said no. But, we found out that out in the next movie. And then, I also like that Yondu is kind of a bad guy to start off with. Like, Peter's trying to get away from him and everything, and in the end, he's kind of like, pretty much.
Like, I just want to. That's my boy.
Yeah, I just want to take care of you, Quill, and it's like, yeah.
Pretty sad.
Pretty sad. All the characters got pretty good backstory. We don't find out about Rockets until later. We just know he was like a test subject, pretty much. Did we find out Gamora is Thanos' kid in this movie? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the whole reason Drax wants to unalive her.
Yeah.
He's like, daughter of Thanos!
Yeah, and then Drax, like, his whole family got unalived.
I love this.
But, I don't know. They just did a good job, like, describing everybody, and then Groot's just kind of there. He's just with Rocket. There's kind of a pair. And then all the comedy in the movie, I like most of it. There wasn't really a scene I didn't like about it. And yeah, the whole power thing at the end where he's like got the stones and they all grab hands and all that was cool. So that's going to be my highest rated of Phase 2.
It's definitely one of my favorite scenes in the entire
series. I could probably rewatch that movie anytime and be perfectly okay. Like,
it's like it's very, very rewatchable.
Yes.
Obviously number 1 for me is Winter Soldier. So there's like, it starts off with him in the ship, and he infiltrates, and Natasha's there as well, but she's there for a different reason, and there's a bunch of secret stuff going on, and he doesn't like that corruption and stuff in the government. He sees all the helicarriers, and he's like, yo, like, this is not freedom, bro. Fury, this is not freedom. Putting them up there to, like, stop everybody, that's not freedom.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's pretty cool. And you get the introduction to the Falcon when he's like running around in Washington. Yeah. He's like, on your left, on your left, on your left, and he's like, don't you say it. And he's like, on your left. They steal like all the suits and everything, so he can be the Falcon. Like, that's what he was trained to do. I thought, that's really cool. Like, Falcon's never been like my favorite guy, but in that movie he fits it perfectly.
Yeah. The power creep is there for him.
Yeah, like the whole arc of him and Natasha going off and like going to this secret base where he used to train and everything, and having the computers down there, and they like are launching nukes or launch a missile at him, and he's like, nope, I'm just a distraction, and boom, and they have to climb their way out of there. That was really cool. I think, and then another really top MCU scene for me is the fight with Bucky on the street. Right, like after he pew-pews Nick Fury, and then you think he's passed away, and he has to chase him. I thought that was really cool. But the scene where they're like the choreography with the knife fights, or like they drop it, and stab, and they do everything, and then at the end when he like takes the thing off, and he's like, Bucky? He's like, who's Bucky? And you get to see him just like, oh my God, he's alive. How is he alive? And you get to see his whole arc with that, and that's when he's like, I'm not gonna hurt you. Like, I refuse to be the one to do this to you. and you know his struggle with all that when he's in the helicarrier after they've done all the fight and everything. The whole showing Shield's actually Hydra, being run by Hydra, I thought was really cool. And then the whole like Natasha's pretending to be one of the higher ups and she rips it off, and she's been disguised the whole time, and so they have to put the two eyes there. He's like, "We took your stuff out of the system." He's like, "That's the thing. You got to keep both eyes open." He takes his eye patch off, and that one's still in the scanner. All of that's really cool, and like this is peak Captain America. Like I like Captain America. He's not like my favorite in the world. There's a lot of movies that I'm like not really on his side, but he's really cool, and he's America.
Yeah.
This is peak. Like this is peak Captain America. And then you get to see Bucky save Steve at the end, and I don't know. Like there's a lot of scenes when I first watched it, like gave me goosebumps. You see the like helicarrier flying through the building, and Falcon and I can't remember the dude's name. Becomes Skull and Bones or something like that in the Civil War. He's at the very beginning of the Civil War movie. It's the bad guy. He's fighting the Falcon guy in the building, and as the helicarrier's going through, and he like you think he gets unalive, but he's not. And he shows up at the beginning of Civil War. I can't remember his name. It's not really that important.
I'll have to rewatch it. I can't remember.
But I thought he played a pretty cool part in it. And then the elevator scene where you can start to see the sweat beating off their foreheads and stuff. He's like, all right, we're going to do this now. We're going to wait till we get to the bottom floor. And then Captain America whoops all of them in the elevator. I was like, that's pretty sick. So there's really no dull moments in this movie. And I like the twist that the villain is S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Like the guy that's been in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time. Like, I don't know. It was great. Like, I there's no movie in this phase that I was like, yeah,
that is
stinks.
bad.
Yeah, that stinks.
I will say it. Probably this one's probably the best Captain America movie, but all of them.
Like there's no bad one.
No. But yeah, I probably put this one the highest. Then probably the original, for me personally, and then Civil War.
Well, I really like. I know Civil War is a Captain America movie, and I know it has a lot to deal with it, but it's pretty much like an Avengers.
It's just an Avengers movie. That's what when I first heard about it, I thought it was an Avengers movie. Like I didn't think it was just a Captain America movie.
So we're gonna play games. We got 2 scheduled. After that, I hope you enjoyed the MCU rant. You want to play Wavelength? You want to play Pokedoku?
We'll say Pokedoku. So we'll go Wavelength.
We'll go Wavelength. So if you've never seen Wavelength before, quickly explain it. I'm going to get a number, and then he's going to ask me 3 questions to try and guess my number. And I'm going to rank it 1 through 10. And so he can ask me, name a character from Harry Potter or something, or MCU or whatever, right? And I have to give my answers as to what I think will correlate to the number that I have picked. And it's rated 1 through 10. So if I get a 1, I'm going to try and think of the worst crap possible. If it's a 10, I'm going to try and think of the best things possible. And after 3, he's going to guess what number I have. I think each we should have 2 turns having a number.
Okay.
That's fine? All right, I'm going to generate it. Okay, I have my number.
All right. Character in Star Wars. Since we talked about Star Wars last week, I figured this is a good topic.
Rey.
Rey?
And you can say them out loud. Your answers out loud.
For what I think it is?
Like what you think it is at the moment.
Okay. I'm thinking like a 7, because I know he kind of likes Rey, but I just don't think she's the best character. 7 or 6. All right. Let's see. Characters in Harry Potter, because I know those are a little bit better for you.
Ron?
Oh God, that kind of threw me off a little bit. Now I'm thinking of 5.
Okay.
And then last question. Pokemon.
Oh my God. So over 1,000 to pick from, huh?
It's just the ones you can think of, you know?
Okay.
Because I kind of know
I'm gonna throw it to like I'm gonna do Senna. So like.
Yeah, Senna's fine. So Gen 4. Since we have the Pokedoku coming up, figured this would be a good question.
Oh God, I have an answer. I don't know what it's gonna do for you though. Obama Snow.
Obama Snow. All right, I think I'll make my guess. It's not gonna be right.
Come on. If we're within one, I'll take it.
6.
That's it, baby! Come on!
Let's go!
Let's go! I was like, I gotta think of something it's strong. It's not mid. It's a little bit better than mid.
I was like, what would Jackson like? And you said Ray. I was like, okay, he doesn't hate Ray. He likes Ray a little bit.
Yeah.
I was like, Ron. I was like, he likes Harry Potter a lot, and I'm sure he likes Ron. So it's not low. And then you were like, Obama Snow. I was like, Obama Snow was pretty cool in my opinion. So I was like, he can't hate him. 6.
You get a do
All right. All right.
You have your number?
Mm-hmm.
An NFL team based on how much you like them.
This is probably going to throw you off.
Okay. I did say how much you like them. So.
I know.
Okay.
Chiefs.
Okay. That's either really low or really high. I'm going to go around 3 at the moment. Let's see. Just give me a Marvel movie.
A Marvel movie? I gotta think about the ones we've talked about. Because I can't give you the one I'm thinking of. This is hard.
First thing that came to your mind.
Well, I know it's going to throw you off if I say that one. So I'm going to go with... Let's see what I talked about this one. Alright, Age of Ultron.
So I hope that didn't give the answer away.
No, it's just what I could think of that was closest. It's not going to be the rating that I gave this today.
Okay. I think you're trying to bring me up a little bit. All right. Any superhero.
Hawkeye.
Shit. All right.
Go with your heart, buddy. Go with your heart.
All right. I'm just letting you know. I hope this is close. It's between 3 or 4. Hawkeye's like pretty fucking useless, but like he's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
His show's really cool. 4.
It was 3.
No!
I was like, Age of Ultron is going to throw him off, but I can't say Thor, Love and Thunder, or that's like a 1.
Yeah.
I was like, what is like one of the worst ones I can think of? And then I couldn't think of anything really in Phase 3.
You could have done Phase 1. Didn't you give Hulk like a 3?
I don't remember what I
think you gave me. I think you gave Hulk a 3. Damn. Hey, we're within 1.
Yeah, within 1. Yeah,
I'm fine. All right.
When you said 3 or 4, I was like,
okay. I got my number.
Baseball team.
Based on what?
Just on how you like them.
Okay. Because I didn't know how good they were, how much I liked them.
That'd be about the same thing for me. Because I don't really.
Okay.
follow sports as much.
I'll go.
Based off of this, it's either going to be really high or really low.
Seattle Mariners.
Oh, God. If only I had asked if it was how good they were. Oh. Right now, I'm thinking 6 or 7. Because I know you've been to Seattle.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Players on the Braves
On the Braves?
currently.
Austin Riley.
All right.
Where are you at?
I'm still at about a 6 or 7.
Okay.
And let's see. Pixar movies.
Ratatouille.
Oh God. Oh God. He's either got a 9 or 10 at this point. I'm gonna go with 10.
Damn it! I was trying to bring you to a 9. I was like, 10.
I was like, that's like his favorite Pixar movie.
I was just trying to bring you up.
Damn.
You 6 or 7.
I was like,
I was like, whatever he gives me, I'm giving him like one of my favorite things to bring him up. Because Austin Riley is, I got his jersey.
See, I knew you had it. I was just like, I don't think he's his favorite player though. I know who it used to be, and then
I'd say he's probably second.
Probably second. All right. All right. Got my number.
Okay. A quarterback based on how much you think I like them. If you don't know the name, you can give me the.
Oh no, I'm just thinking.
Because I was really hoping you were going to ask me like quarterback, and I'd be like Baker.
That is my answer, actually. Baker Mayfield.
Okay. We're pretty high up there. I know he's not amazing, but I loved him in college. Okay. A basketball player.
That you like?
That's how good. Depending on how good they are.
Oh, how good they are?
This is a trash question. I can ask another.
Shaq.
Okay, so he's a Hall of Famer. Probably one of, if not the best center in history. But I think you put him at like 9, 8 or 9. Okay.
Got one more question.
Okay. What question do I want to ask? I don't know what question I want to ask.
That's the hard part, just thinking of a question. Answering ain't as bad. I mean, I gotta think about it a little bit, but...
A DC character. It can be villain. It can be hero. It can be anything in anything in that universe. Anything.
Damn, this is hard. Joker. I might throw you off, but that's the only thing I can think of.
Channel Cody's brain.
Joker Baker. And what was it? Shaq. Eight.
Yep. I was like, I don't want to give him Matt Ryan.
Let's go. Okay.
I was like, I don't want to give him Matt Ryan because that might. I don't know how much he likes him versus Baker.
No, Matt Ryan's my favorite ever.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So I was right to give you Baker.
Yes.
Shaq, I was just like, I was thinking, like LeBron James. I was like, nah.
Well, he doesn't know that many.
Yeah, I don't know that many. So
I had to use that to my advantage.
I was like,
because Shaq low-key could be a 10.
He could be, yeah. Well, I was just like, I have to give him something high up that I know of.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
And then, let's see. What was the last one again?
Quarterback?
Huh? No, that was the first DC character. I was like, what's a really good DC character that we both like?
Yeah.
Like, probably Joker.
All right. I think this is the segment you're ready for, aren't you?
Yep. This is either going to be really good or really bad for me.
So do you want to explain what we did?
So, basically, I gave Jackson a challenge, he gave me a challenge, and we both had to do it, and we're going to talk about it. Do you want to tell him what you challenged me to?
So, we gave each other stuff to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a movie guy. I like a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you like?
Anime.
And I don't like
Anime.
So, I understand the hype around it. I understand why people like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just never been for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave him a movie to watch. And what was it?
It was Crazy Stupid Love.
Because I watched it very recently. Like a week ago or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed it.
I had seen it years prior, but I'd forgotten everything in it. So I watched
forget
it.
The twist?
Yes, I did forget the twist.
Okay.
So I rewatched it literally right before we started filming this.
So we want to talk about the movie first?
Yeah, we can do that.
So first off,
Shoot,
what did you rank it?
I'm pretty
'Cause
sure
if you give it too low, I'm jumping her off the table.
it's probably gonna be too late for you.
There's
I
a
gave it-
cutoff point.
I gave it a 7.5.
My cutoff was 7.
It was a good movie. Really? Oh yeah, there you go, 7.5. It was a really good movie. There was a few things about it that I was like, from a movie standpoint, it's really good. Loved him and Jacob, his whole interaction and everything. I thought the thing with the kid was a little bit weird.
Oh, his obsession?
The babysitter with him and stuff.
Oh, with the babysitter having a crush on him.
Yeah, and then the kid having the crush on the babysitter, that was fine, but like the thing that happened at the end of the movie where she gave him the picture, I was like, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
But
we watched these today, by the way.
yeah, we watched.
So it's fresh in our mind.
Well,
he watched the movie.
Yeah, I watched the movie. He watched 4 episodes. But yeah, I mean that, and I'll be honest. You know this. They don't know this. When it comes to cheating, I am not a fan, and
Yes.
I don't really see a way to work through it.
Yeah.
So the fact that, I mean, I get they got back together, and like the kids and everything, but I don't know if I could do that. Like,
I don't know.
I feel like he could have found somebody else and been happy, and like, I don't know, because I get it from the kids' perspective, but that's just a life question, I guess. But I really like that Jacob and his daughter got together.
Yeah, and
I
the
thought-
twist was that she was his daughter.
Yeah. Whenever he walked into the backyard and he was like, "What are you doing here?"
here?
I was like, "Oh, you know."
Well, I love the movie.
Mm.
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
I think it's a really good
I think
movie.
it's
It's just
My favorite rom-com. If not my favorite, one of my favorites.
I was thinking about what my favorite one was before I even watched the movie. Just because I was like, what am I going to have to compare this to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's going to be a lot of people's favorite movie, rom-com wise. And I know the main actor is not really a rom-com kind of movie dude.
Mm-hmm.
But 50 First Dates, I've always loved that movie. I've always loved their little relationship. So that's what I kind of compared it to. And it was a really good movie. I'll give it that. But it just
my whole
has some stuff
conception with the cheating or whatever is like I thought they explained it very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically with him like understanding, like when they're sitting in that hallway before the teacher walks out and it's the girl he's hooked up with.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm sorry, like I gave up pretty much, and I stopped caring, and I'm not saying it's an excuse for her to do what she did, but there's got to be a little bit of empathy, because if you're in a romantic relationship and there's no romance happening, like I can feel everybody like slowly falling out of love.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying it justifies what she did, but Steve Carell's a dog in this movie.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
I ain't gonna lie, I very much enjoyed the scene where he was at the bars talking to all those different women.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so funny. But
Ryan Gosling's very hot in this movie. I love the scene where him and Emma, like, she's like, let's go to your house now, whatever, after she breaks up with her boyfriend.
Yeah, she was like, we're leaving.
And then I loved like seeing him have like the soft side of and like them just talking and them falling asleep and them not actually doing anything.
Yeah,
I thought that was really cool.
Too.
And he's like, yeah, I got a massage chair, and she's like, how many times do you use it? He's like, don't ask me that. He's like, how many times do you use it? Twice. She's like, this is shitty. And I was like,
she was like, this thing's shitty.
I was like, yeah, like, I love that whole dynamic.
Mm-hmm. And then when he was talking about his parents and he was talking about his mom and everything, and he was cold talking about her, and then he got to his dad and he's like, yeah, my dad was very sweet, but he died a long, long time ago. And then it kind of clicked, because when he first met Steve Carell, he was like, oh, you remind me of somebody. And he was talking about his dad, and I loved that part of it. So because he kind of got his dad back with getting with his daughter.
And you know, the very end where he's like, this is going to be fun, and slaps him.
Yeah.
My favorite part in the movie, my favorite part in the movie is when he's like, meet me at the mall, and they go to the mall, and he's like, give me your shoes. He throws them off the balcony. He's like, whoa. Like the whole aspect, he's in the dressing room and he's flirting with the girl outside, and he's like, that works. She goes, yeah. She's like, would you have sex with him?
Yeah.
and
she was like,
yeah,
like, probably.
Yeah, probably. He's like, what? Really?
Yeah, he got all flattered.
Yeah, so Steve Carell does great in this movie. Ryan Gosling's great in this movie. Emma Stone's great in this movie. I think everything's great in this movie. But yeah, I had a feeling that you were gonna dislike it a little less than me because of the whole cheating thing. But
yeah, but it was a good movie. I'll give you that. I really enjoyed the movie. I'd watch it again. Yeah, it was just there's a few little things, you know.
So,
you want me to tell them what I got you to watch?
Yeah.
All right. So I really had to think about this and decide which anime I wanted Jackson to watch for the first time. And
well, I've seen anime before. I watched Naruto way back when.
When he was little, okay.
And I've watched the Pokemon anime.
Yeah, well, anime. Anyway, for his first experience with it, I was like, I know Jackson likes when characters die.
Yeah, because I've said...
when they unalive.
Because I've said that I think is cool. Like, one thing I respect about anime is they're not scared
to unalive.
To unalive people important to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because I think I'm a little more dark than everybody. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see some of that.
Oh, I've definitely got one for you then that I should have. I'll get you to watch that one next time. So I chose one that I knew would unalive some people, but overall was like a good starter anime. So I chose Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and What were your thoughts on that?
What do you think my thoughts were on it?
Well, judging off of your reaction and stuff whenever I'd see you after you watched 3 episodes, you didn't really like it. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
Really?
Nah.
I didn't think so. He had to watch the first 5 episodes, and I was like, this is a hard task to try to choose something for.
Well, I try to give it the amount of time that it takes for you to watch a movie, for me to watch a TV show. There's some aspects that are fine to me. The alchemy, I guess, is pretty cool. Them having, like, their powers or whatever. The different villains and stuff, I guess, are cool. Like, the first one dude's, like, an ice guy. And then there's a dude, like, first couple episodes with a scar.
Yeah.
You said you think I would like the 4th episode.
I'm pretty sure that's what episode it was.
What happens in the episode do you think I'm going to like?
The Chimera.
Where he turns his daughter into the little thing? Ah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like...
I was watching this and I was like...
oh, he's not scared to kill this person off.
Well, yeah, I'm not, like, when they do something cool with them, that was weird, bro. I was like, oh...
I was like, this is pretty dark. Jackson likes dark stuff.
Yeah, but, I don't know, it's weird, and I'm not a fan of the animation. Like...
I told you it was old animation anyway.
The animation style reminds me of, like, that old Pokemon. Where, like, they have the eyes look the same to me. Like, when they show different emotions, he's like, I'm the full-out alchemist.
Yeah.
Freaking the hell out. And they got, like, the different emotions and stuff they show on their face. I was like, that's Ash, bro. Like, I can't unsee Ash from this guy's face. And, like, when they're pouting or gloating or whatever. And... I want the kid to die. The little brother. Unalive. I want the little brother to...
Alphonse?
100%. I want to see Homeboy, the main guy, turn bad. I want to see that dude go on a rampage. Whether it's for good or bad. That is not going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen. And like,
hearing this has made me 100% I know an anime for you.
Because there's aspects and scenes where they try to make like people look cool. I'm like, you look goofy as hell. The dude with the fists and like little curly cue.
Yeah, Armstrong.
He's so annoying. The fire dude that made him, he's basically like supposed to be in charge, big and in charge or whatever at some point, and he just, I can't do anything in the rain. I was like, I love fire stuff, fire starters, Pokemon, everything. I love all that. So to make him like weak as hell when it rains, I'm like, that's dumb.
Well, it's because his glove, like he gets friction off of it. That's how he makes a spark to create the alchemy. So when it gets wet, it can't spark.
I guess. I didn't care at all about the mom. The backstory episode 2 I watched. I was like, "It's what you get, dumbass." Like, I felt no sympathy for the little brother or I don't know their names still.
Or Edward and Alphonse.
Yeah, I felt no sorry for him. I mean, his name's Full Metal Alchemist, and he gets upset when people think it's his brother, even though he's full metal. He's fully metal. Look at this guy. He's armor.
Yeah.
Why do you get so upset about it? Oh, I'm the Full Metal Alchemist. I'm the strong one. I was like, oh god. But I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever watched. Like, I don't know the girl's name. That's like supposed to be really evil.
Well, there's a few. Are you talking about? Is it Envy? Or
yeah, she has like the dude that eats people.
Yeah, I know, because he's gluttony. I think she's either Envy or Lust, something like that. They're the 7 deadly sins.
I don't know. I was like, okay, she's cool, I guess. I'm trying to remember everything that happened. I can't even remember what happened in episode 3. Oh, that's the one with the dude with the ring or something, and they think that's a Philosopher's Stone, I think. And then he was just a wimp after it broke or whatever. Like, my question is, how did he do all that crap if it was fake?
Well,
because he didn't.
It's something you find out later, but they create like fake ones. They're not the real Philosopher's Stone, but they're like copies kind of thing.
And they can still do everything.
They can't do as much. Like after a certain limit, they'll break. Like the dude in the first episode, whenever he unalived, he just all like dissipated or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it wasn't a true one, something like that.
Yeah, I just
Like they still have power because I'm pretty sure they're formed from blood or something like that. But
I thought the coolest guy in it was the guy in the first episode.
yeah,
That
well
we
he was
watched together.
he was like an ex state alchemist. They said that in the first episode,
Like,
and
other
then
than
he
that,
saw something about Pure Bradley that he didn't like.
oh, the dude with the scar on his face,
Mm-hmm.
and he broke the kid, and
Pretty sure his name's a Scar, by the way.
Yeah, but that's what they call him because they didn't know his name.
Yeah.
Whatever. He like broke the kid and then like ripped dude's arm off. I was like, yeah, baby, go crazy, boom. That's the only thing I care about.
Mm.
Like that's the only thing that made me go, yeah, baby. Yeah. Animation sucks, dude. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
It
I
doesn't.
told you it was an older animation.
It's not.
I tried to give you the newer version of it.
It's just. I find it very hard for me to care about any of these characters because it does too much. Like the way they show emotions and the way they go over the top with everything, and I think this is a thing in anime. So it's like
it's in some shows. Not all shows do that. Little
like the whole part where Alphonse is dissipating.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you're not going to take my brother. Oh! I was like, just hurry up. Like, get this slugfest on, dude. Like, just put your hands together and wipe your arm away. Like, we already knew that was going to happen. I was like, please just... Like, to me, it feels like they're just trying to fill out the 24 minutes by making the animation slower to make it cooler. Like, that's one of the reasons I had problems with, like, Dragon Ball when I was watching it. Because he's doing the fucking stupid little Super Saiyan crap. And it takes him forever to charge up. I was like, just hurry the hell up. Like I don't know. It's just not cool to me. And I don't get attached. So, I mean, I might, I was a kiss. I might like a character that's just ruthless. Because I don't get attached to animated characters like when it's a serious story.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I can watch a movie like Pixar, like Ratatouille or something, because it's a kid's movie. And it's, like, kiddie and fun and playful and stuff. But, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't care about the others.
I've definitely got one. I'd have to rewatch it to make sure it's something you would possibly like. But I've definitely got one in mind. Hearing you say you want people to unalive, I've got one for you. If we ever redid this.
Yeah. I mean, we can make it a thing if you want to.
I'd be down. That's up to y'all. If y'all see this and say something in the comments,
because I have no problem. I have no problem watching 2 hours worth of a show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it better wow the hell out of me that, because or else I'm probably not gonna like it because I find it very hard to get attached to people. Hold on, I gotta sign in with Google real quick. We're gonna play another game. We haven't played a lot of like games, like I do with video games or anything, a lot. So we're gonna play a game called Pokedoku. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it.
I had never heard of it until a week, 2 weeks ago. Whenever you told me about it, and since then I'll go on there almost every day to play it.
Yeah, so if you don't know, it's basically a 9x9 grid, or a 3x3 grid, sorry, not 9x9. A 3x3 grid, and things will correlate. And I'm going to be in control, and we're gonna figure it out. You'll see, because I'm recording the computer
It's
screen.
Sudoku, but with Pokemon.
Yeah. What we're going to do also is, so we've both played Gen 8 one time. He's played Sun and Moon, like one time.
Yeah.
So we don't really know anything past that. And we never even beaten Hoenn either. So we're actually playing that right now.
Yep. We're actually going through that right now.
So we're gonna
The thing is
take out the Paradox, Mythical, Ultra Beast. Mega G-Max. We're going to make it so that we can actually do this.
Mega, we could probably do. G-Max, no. I couldn't do that one. I don't know those.
So I got all the types in there. I got the regions up to the 5th region, black and white.
Can you take out baby Pokemon? I can't do baby Pokemon.
Yeah, hold on.
I will say I'm not versed in baby Pokemon. If it's not Happiny or Cleffa, I don't know what it is.
So we have dual types, fossils, legendary,
Or Pichu.
monotypes, and starters. And we're going to do 2 or 3.
Alright, good.
Depending on how...
We can do the daily one to start off with.
Let's look at the daily one real quick. Yeah, we can do it.
We could?
I think we can do it.
Alright.
Yeah, we're going to do the daily one for this one.
Just put it somewhere we can both see it.
I was just going to tell you, I'm going to go square by square.
Alright, hold on.
Is that fine?
I'm going to write down the square real quick.
So we have Dragon Earthquake in the top left.
That was easy. But what are the other options? So Dragon Earthquake.
Drag Earthquake.
Is the drag top or bottom?
Drag Earthquake. That's
Like
that's
that?
Hoenn. So just change that to an H. So we have Hoenn next to it. Final Eva.
Okay.
And then Earthquake's that one.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Dual Type. And then we have Flying. So I think we can do this pretty easily.
Okay. Hoenn flying? Taylor or whatever it is?
You think Tailo or Swella? Well, let's see. Can we think of anything?
So the rarer the answer, the more points you get, pretty much. So we're trying to think of the best.
We're trying to think of the
ones.
best percentages, but we also just want to get it right. So
Yeah.
we can't think of anything different. We're just going to put something.
Yeah.
I mean, Wingle's in Hoenn.
Yeah, but is he in Gen 2 or 3? Or Gen 2 or 1?
I don't know. I don't think he's in 1. I don't know if he's in 2, though.
Yeah, that's why he's not a safe bet. I don't know. Because he's one of the first one you see.
I mean, we can just do Tailo so we don't take absolute forever.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can do Tailo or Swella.
Taylor.
Tailo.
Mhm.
11.9.
Okay, that's not bad.
Let's do Dragon Earthquake. Which one do you want to do?
Dragon Earthquake? Oh, I was going to say, shoot. I even forgot his name. Garchomp. Isn't he Dragon? Dragon Ground?
I think so.
I know he learns Earthquake.
We'll just do Garchomp. Okay. Yep, 18.2. Dragon Dual Type.
Latios.
I was just going to do...
Or Dialga, or Palkia, or...
I was just going to do Palkia, because I don't think a lot of people picked that one.
I know I did Dialga one time and it was 2%.
Yeah, Palkia's 0.8.
Yeah.
Dragon Flying.
Dragon Flying. Latios. Pretty sure.
These aren't. Okay. I'll put Latios.
Yeah, sure.
What is Dragonite? Any Dragon Flying? Pretty sure.
Pretty sure he might be Dragon Flying also. Is it that or water?
So if we get Latios wrong, it's on you.
That's fine.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. He might be Psychic.
I think there's a difference. Earthquake.
Just Earthquake.
Hoenn.
Do what?
Hoenn. Camerupt. Pretty sure you can learn Earthquake.
Swampert.
I think more people probably play him though.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna put Camerupt.
Put camera up then.
6.3 for Camerupt. Hoenn, Dual Type. Your turn.
Hoenn dual type?
Anything.
What's a good dual type that I have on my team currently? Because I don't want to do the starters. Gulpin's just poison, right?
Yeah, pretty sure. I don't remember what his evolution is. I know it's like
what about
big...
Beautifly? Is that in previous gen?
No, I think that's from this one.
Or Dustlocks?
I think that's from this one. I know they're in Gen 4, but I
Either one
don't
of
think
those,
they were before this.
Either one of those, yeah. I don't think people think of those often.
What about a Beautifly? 1.1. Earthquake Final Evo.
Torterra.
Good with that.
Baladon, maybe.
Good with that.
Bastiodon, possibly.
I like it. Paladon.
Baladon.
3.8. Dual type Final Evo.
Torterra. Any starter, whichever one you want. Wait. Tyrant. Just because I like him and I don't know how much percentage people would pick him.
0.7.
There you go.
Flying Final Evolution.
Staraptor.
Good with that. I'm gonna put Fearow.
Corviknight.
I'm gonna put Fearow.
We're not-
I wonder if people pick Spearow and Fearow.
Yeah.
5.5. So
what are we missing?
Cody screwed the pooch on the Flying Dragon.
Is that the only one we got? We didn't get?
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. The most common was Dragonite.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to pick that one.
The least common was Rayquaza.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured he would also be pretty high up there.
Yep. All right.
What is Latios and Latios' typing?
Look it up. Latios and Latios. Latios is Dragon Psychic,
Mm-hmm.
and Latios is. You gonna tell me Dragon Psychic?
Okay, so the virtual. Yeah, I don't. Maybe that was the thing I just wasn't thinking of. It's like that it's just dumb. They're not because they're literally jet Pokemon.
Yeah. We can do one more.
One more.
Yep. I think this one's a little bit harder.
Okay.
Evolves by trade, Johto.
Johto's the second one. So it's not Alakazam. It's not Gengar. Was Gengar in Gen 1?
I think Gatsby was there, yeah. Is Machop that old?
He was Gen 4. Oh, wait, no, he wasn't. He could be.
I think he's Johto. So I think Machamp might be.
Put
there.
him. Put Machamp. He could be. I know he's in Gen 3, because, we've had
Yeah, it was wrong. We're gonna restart.
Really?
Alright, this is the last one. Whether we get it right or not. Sinnoh Dark type.
Sneasel.
Wrong. Guess who was before this?
Sinnoh? Dark type? What is his evolution?
Weavile.
The Weavile.
Yeah, Weavile works.
Yeah. I knew he was a dark
Sneasel
type.
just ice.
Yeah. I weren't sure. Whenever I said it, I thought about it. I was like, he might not have dual type
Pick
yet.
out of the Sinnoh starters what you want.
Torterra. Oh, wait, no, starter? It's Turtley. I don't think you can put the final evolution.
I'm gonna pick the Hoenn starter. Torchic. Starter monotype. Your turn. Anything you want.
Charmander.
Hoenn middle evolution.
Swampert. Or not Swampert, Marshtomp.
What's a Hoenn dark type?
Hoenn dark type. You already got one?
I know one. Pretty sure I know another one.
Is Poochyena? Is his evolution?
I don't think Mightyena is, but I think Houndoom is.
I know Houndoom is. I didn't know he was that gen though.
I think he's this
I
gen.
hadn't found him yet.
I think he's this gen.
Put him.
He's not this gen number.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Whoops, we're trash at this.
Yeah, I guess so.
Middle evolution monotype. Isn't Silcoon?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Bug.
I was about to think. I was about to say like Beautifly's mid evolution. I think he's just bug.
Yeah, Silcoon works. Alright, we got Hoenn Dark not filled in, Middle Evolution Sinnoh not filled in, or Monotype Dark not filled in.
Monotype dark. What is Larvitar? Is he just ground or is he just dark?
Don't know. I know dark. I know a monotype dark.
What?
Dark Ray.
Oh my god. Go for it.
Alright.
Trying to test my knowledge, not put legendaries into this.
It's fine. We can regenerate another one.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 125. We're fine.
Yeah.
Alright, legendary Kanto.
Kanto's the first one, right? Moltres.
Kanto has the ability Levitate.
Is Driftbloom in those?
I don't think so. What has Levitate in that one?
Does Ghastly have Levitate?
No. What is it? It's... Oh my god, what is the one that has Levitate?
Doesn't Ghastly have Levitate as one of his abilities?
I don't think so. Let's give it what we think. Kanto monotype. Oh, we can do the iconic.
What?
Pikachu.
Oh. Yeah. Or Charizard. We're both up pretty iconic.
Alright. I'm gonna do Giratina for this. Legendary. Oops, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's not mythical, right?
Don't know. We'll find out.
This is legendary.
Okay, I thought so.
Sinnoh has the ability Levitate. I'm pretty sure.
I know Driploom does.
I'm pretty sure. Bronzor
I think he
has
does.
Levitate. Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure both Driploom and him both have it.
But
I think they're both Gen 4.
So you want to do Drift?
We can do Bronzor and then we can just look that up later, but
Alright, we're doing Bronzor. Yeah, Bronzor has Levitate. Sinnoh monotype. I really hope this is not coming through the microphone like it was last time.
Sinnoh monotype. That was a cool one.
Whichever you want. Does not
Well, we know
matter.
Sneasel is a monotype.
Yeah, we put that.
Okay.
Alright.
That's fine.
That's wrong.
Nuh-uh.
What's this?
What's
Sneasel.
Gen Sneasel from?
Up here it says Sneasel is Dark Ice type. I was introduced in Gen 2.
Didn't know that.
Legendary can learn Hydro Pump.
Kyogre.
Kibalki.
He might. I think he can.
Alright, we'll put Kyogre. Can learn
Or
Hydro
Lugia.
Pump and has Levitate.
Lugia? No, I don't know.
I don't know what the. I don't.
It doesn't have to be a legendary?
Nope.
Okay.
Can Levitate and has Hydro Pump. You think Bronzong can learn?
No. Hydro Pump. It can float.
I have no idea. Monotype learn Hydro Pump. Surely there's a fish.
Finneon.
Finneon? You think so?
Maybe.
Can learn Hydro Pump. Sure.
I don't know. That's the question. If he can learn that.
He can learn it.
He can? Okay. I thought he could. Most water types can learn it.
Alright, Sinnoh monotype.
Damn it, we could have used Finneon.
Yeah, I guess we could have.
Monotype and Sinnoh. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, you could do something simple as
Earthquake.
like Piplup. I'm gonna do Piplup.
Get Piplup. Piplup don't get enough love.
Alright, Kanto Levitate or Hydro Pump Levitate?
Kanto Levitate.
Can you remember which one has Levitate? I can't. I don't remember. What Pokemon do you give a Steel Ball to? Like you have the move where you throw it at them and they catch it, and then they have Steel Ball now in the items, and then you can hit them with ground moves. What?
I've never used that. It's such a voice of a move.
I don't know.
Um,
No idea.
I don't know. Hydro Pump Levitate. Let's see.
I'm just gonna pray that one of these Hydro Pump learners has Levitate.
Lugia. I don't know. No, he does pressure, I'm sure.
Lugia?
It's not Lugia. It's not Lugia.
I think it's something. Any water Pokemon.
That can float.
I bet,
Wishy-washy. I don't know.
Wishy-washy? How do you spell that? Oh, there you go. There's the solo one or the school?
The school.
School.
I don't know.
Wrong. Damn, we're stupid.
That's a hard one. I don't know any fish that can
Hold
float.
on. Let's see. What Pokemon have Levitate? Oh shit, Ghastly has the Levitate.
I told you.
Latios and Latios have it.
They
So we
do
have
have
Ghastly,
it. I almost said them, and then I was like, nah.
We have Ghastly, Haunter, Coughing, Wheezing, Misdreavus, Unknown, Vibrava, Flygon, Lunatone, Solrock, Baltoy, Claydol, Duskull, Chimecho, Latios, and Mismagius. Which of them can learn Hydro Pump?
Probably Latios and Latios.
Probably. Alright. Well.
Yeah, that one, I was like, there is no fish Pokemon I can think of that have a Levitate.
Yep. Alright, last thing, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I actually have two things to talk about. Update. First thing we're going to talk about is Black Ops 6. So very, very few things. Campaign is evidently going to be set in the early 90s. Pretty cool, I guess. I don't know. Multiplayer is going to have 16 new maps. The movement system, have you heard anything about it?
No.
You can like dive frontwards, backwards, to the sides and stuff, evidently. I guess that's they compared it to there's a game with the last name Drake or something. I don't know what it is. Any idea? No,
I can't remember.
But
I've
you
got
can
it.
you can like
Is
dodge and stuff.
The last name Drake?
I think it's
The main character?
I think so. I don't know.
Is it Uncharted?
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't know. I just saw a Twitter a tweet about
I'm
it.
pretty sure his last name is Drake.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. The thing I'm most excited about is the zombies. They're gonna have a set 4 players, like 4 characters again. But I think you can also play as any operative you want. But I don't think either the Easter eggs aren't gonna work or don't make any sense if you don't play with the set characters. They have set characters. They're gonna be gobblegums in this game.
Oh, let's go.
And I've seen pictures of the 2 new maps. I have to pull them up and show them to you later, but they look pretty cool. And they're gonna have Easter eggs and stuff in them. That's gonna be really fun. Don't know if I'm gonna speedrun them, but we'll see at some point. If I get really
We'll at least learn them.
if I get interested in it, I might. But yeah, Black Ops 6 looks pretty cool, and it's multiplayer. They're having prestigious and stuff again.
Really?
Indeed. So I'm probably getting the game because
Based off of that, I will probably also get the game when I get enough funds to.
All right, and then last but not least, the sports update. Braves are actually doing a little bit better than last time we recorded. They've won 5 of the last 6. That's pretty good. Phillies are still pretty good. The Boston Celtics won the NBA Finals. Never going to cheer for a Boston team, so when they won, I was a little upset. But you're happy for your cousins.
Woo.
And I guess I'm happy for my sister's boyfriend.
I was Celtics
I'm pretty sure he's a Boston fan too. And then the Panthers are up 3-2. Below it, Panthers. At least one of my teams that I'm cheering for, I want them to win. And I don't think there's ever been a 3-0 comeback in the Stanley Cup final. So that'd be pretty cool to witness. Or to be alive for, or whatever. I don't know. Like, I'm probably not really going to watch it, but still pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you smack the subscribe button. Please make sure you follow us on TikTok. Please make sure you follow us on Instagram. Please make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Letterboxd too. I haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah,
Letterboxd.
Talk about that.
Follow both of us if you want to. I'm typically on it a lot more, but I'm rating a bunch of stuff, and you can see what my worst take is, what my hottest take is, whatever it is. You can find out right there. Click easy. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next week.